So hi guys, how you doing? I've been going through the craziest nonsense trying to get myself back online. Well, it's almost a month now. I've had no internet whatsoever, and I miss you guys. I still don't have internet, but I'm going to try and get this video out to you somehow. Some of it was recorded 3 weeks ago, some of it was recorded in the last couple of days. If you don't see anything back from me in the comments on any of that, I'll be back as soon as I possibly can to talk to you guys, alright? Thank you so much for sticking around and waiting. Miss you guys. So here we go. I wanted to talk to you about my Logic Pro templates and also to give you an idea of making a setting in the Logic Pro mixer so that you can always go back to the same settings. For instance, if you have something for your vocals or for your drums or whatever, you can just import it and it will be there every time you want to use it. So that's what this is going to be about. I've already done a video on my template, but of course my template is changing all the time, so maybe I'll try and show you a bit of that too while we're at it here. In order to do it, I took one of the latest tracks and basically removed everything, changed everything from scratch. If you add auxiliary tracks into Logic, it goes chronologically, so there's no way of moving something over or AUX 13, but you want it to be an AUX 10. The only way of doing it is by deleting those ones and starting again and moving along. I ended up deleting all the AUXes and all the buses that I had previously set and redid them from scratch. So now my drum bus and so on continue in the order that I want to keep them, so that every time I open a new project, it turns out like this. So don't forget to, do all the stuff down below there. What I've done here is I've opened my new song in my template. Down below here, I've got the drum bus, the drum parallel bass bus, guitar bus, Vox bus, backup bus, key bus, string bus, brass bus, and effects bus. This I've done on purpose. I wrote it out in the order that I wanted to have it so that I'd be able to reproduce this at any time, and especially when starting a new project. The next thing is I have a reverb room, a reverb large, a drum reverb, because I like to use a separate reverb on the drums, and then an echo. And that's it for the effects in terms of busing. I also have my mix bus, which is here, which has a certain amount of plugins on it already, which I've got saved here. I thought I'd be able to do this and it would work perfectly. It works from the template up. But let's say you were to add a software instrument track, okay? So that's down here now on instrument 5, and I'll just grab something. Let's see what I've got here. So let's go strings and section King's Cross, right? So I open it, and as you'll see down below in my mixer, those two buses have gone beyond my mix bus. But my mix bus is bus 256. So I'm not sure why this is happening. They should show up after this echo, because as you can see here, they're 19 and 21. It should be after the echo. I'm not sure why it's not working. I'm just going to delete these and show you how I did this in terms of naming the buses. So you can see how all the buses are named here. Options over here, in-out labels, and you'll see all your inputs. So you could name your inputs if you wanted to here. And I go down to the buses. I had written out the order that I wanted these buses to go in, and so that they'll always stay in that order. Physically write it out, whatever you think is going to be the most comfortable for you to use. Once you get a chance, go in here, and let's see, I'll just show you. So bus 15 is empty, so I'll just click over on bus 15 here, and I'll go distortion. So now, bus 15 will be distortion. I don't actually want that, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. Anyway, so that is really cool, and that allows me to have them in order, which I really like. So that I don't have to keep worrying about if it's going to open a bus in the middle of all of my stuff here, and in the order that I want them. I don't always use all these buses, I have to say, but I want them there in case an issue comes up. I want to just brighten the sound of the keyboards or the strings or the brass or whatever it is. I can just do it on these buses. Anyway, that's what I do with that. So that's a really cool little tip. That in-out thing is brilliant.
3 months in a new town days. Caught when the sun went down. I left my job and quit my kids.
Now, the other thing, which I find amazing, is up here. Have you ever wondered what this line of stuff is? It's called settings. Okay, for instance, this one here, which has no setting on it. I will go up here, click on it, and I will go save channel strip setting as, and then I'll call it H delay and return. Now, if I go up into settings, I can just go to the user channel strip setting, H delay, and all of a sudden, bang, my H delay is right here, just as I wanted it and just as I had it from before. Fantastic thing this is. If you have a vocal chain that you like to use, for instance, save it into your settings right here. Go down here. Let's say I want my mix bus. I'll just click on that. All of a sudden, all of your plugins you have saved propagates into it. That's my little Logic tip for this week. My 2 little Logic tips for this week. So hopefully that is something that you didn't know and will help you out. I know it's helped me out. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. The weather has been okay for the last couple of days, which is pretty amazing for us. Normally, I'd be standing in the pouring rain right now. It's like it never rains here, ever.
Jasper, are you wet?
But no, the weather has been quite nice. And this is the June bank holiday here in Ireland, so it's nice to make the best of it. Next week, I'm going to do a video on the new SSL channel strip and bus compressor 2, which are fantastic. And they also have this program called the 360, which is kind of interesting. And for anyone of you guys like me that came from the SSL desks in the old days, this will feel like home. So we'll talk about that next week.